people alive for much longer and really exposes Misfortune for that lack of extended DPS. Obviously a very good wombo combo as well for WE.
Be able to play coming in on flanks later on, stack up the necessary stacks of Cultivation of War, and reset himself in the team fight to be a second source of health and a priority to be focused. But he doesn't need a win lane to do that. Is Wei going for a little invade here?
Yeah, I mean, Monkey just kind of walked into him, and the Pantheon's more than happy to, you know, face check and take this 1-for-1. As oh no, he's used his potion. Okay, 3v3.
Okay, slow up on Renard now as here comes Cube from the side. Yao Yao going to be here as well. Fires off the Q. Renard at 1 HP and one more swing in the clockwork windup. Showing his face down there, by the way, hanging out an enemy tri-brush and actually going to be able to sneak his way in here behind Photic and Jue. Photic going to be engaged on right away, going to be able to flash away from both the handshake and the wind becomes lightning. And just like that, the play is turned right back onto Yao Yao. Wei arrives to the scene, gets the stun and picks up the kill. And now about at risk of getting taken out, needs to flash away. IG punish a play from WE that is just not executed cleanly.
Let me secure this Scuttle Crab.
Now Monkey moving his way out of that bot lane way faster than Wei is going to be the first one to show up to this Scuttle Crab, but Saburo is on top of it with a 2-level advantage. Really wants to brawl with this Xin Zhao. He doesn't get the smite. He does drop down, finally secures the Scuttle Crab, but Renard gets a kill back, and with it...
I think the former definitely commendable, the latter maybe a little bit less so. But a strong idea there, and I'm definitely here for it.
Oh, wow. Nice Solar Flare connects on a Yao Yao, and he is going to have to bail himself out there. Gets a handshake to pull Jue back underneath the turret, but Photic was the one tanking it up, so nobody going to drop down, and now about to get 1v2 Tower Dove, uses a very early cleanse, gets a kill on towards Jue, but will be no such trade onto Photic. Now Monkey trying to make a play up towards Saburo. In comes Cube with the ultimate, but not enough to be able to fully stack up his passive. Ulti in from Wei to turn the play back, knocked away by the Crescent Guard, but right back in on a Monkey goes Saburo, and the damage from Cube is just not enough. Karis arrives to the scene. The pull back in from Cube is going to allow them to finish off Saburo, but Wei executes the top laner. One more auto from Karis will allow him to get his third of the game, and now Renard going to be the next target. Karis trying to chase him down, dodges out on the charm, but Jue is there. Karis doesn't care, flashes in, Dissonance for another 4 kills strong. Karis trying to carry this game for WE.
And he's going to have to try as well.
And, you know, I think that's the kind of play you're going to see less of as people get more used to competitive Zehen. Because he stays out of the fight for so long, all his Cultivation of War stacks drop off. And if you're not threatening to res yourself back up, this champion just doesn't do very much. Pushing out of the top side. Now Saburo going to TP down and try to brawl with Cube. Let's see how Cube plays out. This 1 versus 4. Going to be chain CC'd. Going to get hit with a point-blank bullet time and going to drop on down. No too surprising there.
You know, call me a miracle worker the way I predicted he would die there. That was pretty high intellect from myself, if I do say so. Now, it does come at the cost of first brick going the way of WE, but this is gold funneled onto, it looks like just Soboro, and a little bit of plating gold will go to Photic as well off the back of this. So this Jax is going to continue to be a problem versus the Zehen in the side lane, so we will... you know, keep our eyes on that. We'll see how much that ends up playing into WE's hands. And for IG, once again, they've got a simple job. In game number 1, it was protect Photic. In game number 2, it's kill Karis.
That will be where we keep our focus. We are inching our way towards the Rift Herald spawn. Still a little ways to go before that is going to rear its head. For now, play around the mid lane. They're looking for Jue. Monkey dives in, already flash used, and Jue is done for. Question is, where does the kill go? To Karis as he gets his 5th. And this is a wealthy Orianna, if I've ever seen one, Rooted.
Yep, and for WE, the game plan is also simple. It's protect Karis, right? This is Mr. President in the flesh right now, as we can see he's getting chaperoned up to this top wave. Sobro jumps in.
getting on towards Karis here. They need to keep this Orianna safe. There's a TP incoming to try to cut him off, but it takes too long. He is able to create some space as Monkey dives forward. Cube TPing in on his own. They're going to knock Saboro back into the team and finish him off. Karis with another execution as he now needs to create a little bit of space. Flashes back away to stay away from the bullet time. Now trying to set up this fight in front-to-back fashion. Renard dove onto by Cube. He can't get the cultivation of war stacks in time, and now WE are dropping like flies.
Still going.
3 already down and way into the back line off the Grand Starfall. Misses Comet Spear, and that might give Karis the opportunity. He needs to get away, but Photic chases him down and finds one more double up. IG take the lead.
Enough damage left in the tank for the Orianna to get out of that one.
No, not at all. And we see it again from Cube here. I think this is just something competitive Zahens will get better at, but it's all about managing those executions on the minions, man. They hurt so bad, and it's just what you have to play around when you face down the Misfortune. Photic getting a lot of damage in there. Blade of the Rune King a lit about. Tick back up without too much trouble. And Saboro, recall, this guy's a 1.5K ahead of Cube, but now Cube turned it back around, has the full stacks of Cultivation of War, and that is the signal for Saboro to back away. Monkey, meanwhile, was able to secure.
It's a win on all sides, but we are seeing a big commit down to that bot side. Cube now in trouble.
Yeah, he's without those Cultivation of War stacks now. Stacked him up earlier against Saboro, but now that they fade away, Renard, joining up with the team in the mid lane.
But that turret's dead.
Yeah, it will fall on down as the Rift Herald charges in, but Renard now with a backline engage. They're going to ulti on the way, but here comes Renard trying to get on towards Karis. Karis still raining through quite a bit of damage from that lead he built up on the Orianna. The first kill of the fight going to come through on towards Wei, and Jue soon to follow his jungler. Big flash in from Saboro as he finds a 3-man Counter-Strike Sun. Only going to be able to find the kill onto the support for now. Karis is in the bailout, but he will not be able to find the res, and Saboro just bonks each member in turn. That's an ace for Invictus Gaming.
TP flank, it's an incredible fight engage, and the re-engage that came through from this Jax, absolutely monumental. Renard able to make his way down to that bot side and push an extra wave. They take layered on top, takes down Yao Yao very quickly, able to wait for his cooldowns, and unfortunately about not quite strong enough to get through this Jax. And you can see, despite all of these Ren stacks being built up, one redemption comes in, keeps Saboro alive, and even unlive at this point. We are just seeing that Yao Yao's getting caught out, trying to ward up his jungle, and IG in a position to threaten him and punish him for that.
Thought there was an opportunity for WE to get back into it, but no such luck once the top laner arrives. And Saboro going to look to keep this train rolling. Picks off Cube. Renard there with the charm to back him up, and Renard will hunt down the kill. Photic, meanwhile, finishes off a bout, and IG just keep them on coming. 2 more to the red side.
This whole time, by the way, Wei is just soloing Atacon. He took it down that bot side, as it does look like IG knew that there was an Orianna waiting in that brush. They take the Dragon, they take the Atacon, they take the mid lane tier 2. I think that flash probably warranted, as there were 4 members of WE all sort of waiting there, and I don't quite think that the rest of IG would have been ready to respond. Siege. Overall, you can see how successful that's been, and versus, you know, Orianna versus the ability to wave clear, not too well.
Yeah, nice combo there. Saboro finds the Counter-Strike stun.
Oh, hi, Wei.
Renard finds the charm, and Wei is here for emotional support as they look to take down the inner turret. IG, with the very easy time of it here.
Safety provided from the extra HP, from the Malignance, and the reduced cooldown on summoner spells and ultis. This RA should be feeling pretty darn safe.
4v4 breaking out in mid here. Jue going to throw out the solar flare. Doesn't connect the stun onto anybody. Saboro coming in on the flank, though. Comes in for another triple stun. Only gets it onto Karis, but Karis is the most important target anyway. Hostile takeover. Connecting onto 4. It's massive for Yao Yao, but it's just too little, and it's just too late. 4 members already down. Cube, the last one respawning, and he'll hit the dirt as well. An ace for 1 for Invictus Gaming, and they're ready to close this series out nice and early. Dude.
It's an absolute stomp from IG. 10-26, a 10k gold lead. Photic flashing on the double turrets.
And this is going to be the end here. 4 members pushing strong, nobody to stand in their way, and IG with a nice clean 2-0.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.